This is the Real Talk Radio Show, and I am your host, Devlan James. What's going on, folks? Okay, let's jump into the second part of this radio show. Again, I'm talking to all the fellows out there, specifically all of the Captain Save-A-Hoes, Manginas, and Simps, because you tend to be the ones that sponsor these type of women. Now, before I dive into this topic, let me start by saying this video is not an attack on anyone falling into any of the categories mentioned above, especially since I myself once fell into each one of those categories when I was young, sad to say. So now that I'm a little older and a bit wiser, I'm making these videos to share my experiences so you guys don't make the same mistakes. And you won't waste your time or money like I did running behind these women. With that being said, let's really get started. In the first video, I discussed the type of women that love Mr. Wrong and how they end up as they get older. I also discussed the women who spend themselves into a hole and look for sponsors to bail them out. In this second installment, I want to talk about single mothers. And I know this is going to be a heated topic, but it's one that needs to be discussed. Already in the first video, I mentioned women who love their Mr. Wrongs. Well, most of the single mothers out there can fall into the same category, only they take it a step further. They get impregnated by their Mr. Wrong. Then they spend a good portion of their lives trying to pick up the pieces. What many of these women will never admit to themselves, let alone anyone else, is that they are ill-equipped to raise a child on their own. So when you meet them, they'll usually tell you things like, "Oh, I'm not looking for a father. My child already has a father." Or some dumb shit like, "Oh, I'm both the mother and the father." Know right away that this is usually bullshit. If the father actually wants to be active in the child's life, she may be purposely keeping him away out of spite. Or she could be using the child as a vehicle to extract resources from the father. You'll never know the whole story, and of course she'll never disclose any information that will cast her in a negative light. In most cases, the father will be a non-entity due to the fact that he will either be a womanizer, a criminal, or totally MIA because she has no idea who the father is. Remember now, these women love their Mr. Wrongs, and these Mr. Wrongs generally aren't about raising children. Don't worry though, that's where you'll come in, should you decide to get involved with her. Now fellas, if you don't have any children of your own, I would strongly advise you not to get seriously involved with a single mother. Out of the two other women I mentioned in the first video, in my opinion, single mothers are the most financially and emotionally draining to deal with. This is because their shit sandwich is usually stacked high. The first layer of her triple-decker shit sandwich is her financial state. Kids are expensive, and if she's doing it alone, she's hurting. Even with child support, she'll still be hurting, because most women are horrible when it comes to handling money. So what does that mean for you? Well, she's going to try to tap into your resources, of course. You didn't think she'd keep letting you hit it for free, did you? The second layer of that shit stack sandwich will be dealing with her emotional and psychological state. Being solely responsible for the life of another human being will have a dramatic effect on a woman. She's in survival mode, basically. Fun-filled and carefree is non-existent to her, so she probably won't be a joy to be around. Also, if her and her baby's daddy are not on good terms, or she feels as if she has been abandoned to handle the burden of single motherhood alone, it will have an effect on her emotionally. She may be frigid and just emotionally unavailable. So here you are, giving your heart and emotions to a woman who can't even reciprocate. Way to sell yourself short, guys. The third and possibly the biggest layer of that triple-decker shit sandwich is the child. Usually, the children of these single mothers will have some serious behavioral problems. And at some point, you're going to have to deal with it if you are serious about this woman. In most cases, the child will develop animosity towards you because you're taken away from the little mommy time they have. Another thing to consider is that if the father is still in the child's life, but obviously not living under the same roof, the child may have animosity towards you because why are you with mommy and not daddy? And I'm talking about a young child here. A teenage child may want to come after you with a gun for some disagreement you had with their mother. All I have to say is wear loose-fitted clothes, because he probably won't be able to catch you wearing them skinny jeans. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this radio show up, because I don't want to talk about this shit anymore. There's a lot of other things that, I can cover, as far as if the single mother's still messing with the father on the side, and the bullshit you're going to have to deal with the baby's daddy, all that other good stuff. But I'm not gonna discuss that further. I may make another video where I discuss dealing with a single mother in depth. But right now, I'm just gonna close this out. I really don't want to talk about this shit anymore. Gentlemen, you've been warned.